After spending a wonderful week in Belgrade, we decided to take a week-long road trip through Serbia to see even more of this Eastern European country. This week we'll be driving down the eastern border of Serbia, visiting 3 picturesque fortresses and seeing some amazing views along the Danube River. This part of the country will really mesmerize you, so stay tuned as we show you what it's like driving through Serbia, including all the costs and tolls that you can expect to pay, all in this episode of Lucas World Travel. We decided to rent a car and drive around the country of Serbia for a week because I don't know how to drive manual transmission, and that's pretty much all they have to rent here in Serbia. David will be the driver for the week. So yeah, we'll see how challenging or not challenging it is to navigate Serbia, and we're taking you with us. So when you're driving through Serbia, I highly recommend going ahead and sticking to the toll roads. I thought it would be good to save a few dollars. It was only like 10 extra minutes to not take the toll roads, but the roads were so many potholes and it slows you down so much. Just have a few dollars ready on you and pay those tolls so you can go faster and get to see those beautiful destinations faster. This toll was for 240 dinar. That's about $2.40 USD. Now our first stop on our tour of eastern Serbia is Smederveo Fortress. This fortified city is just an hour outside of Belgrade, and built in the 1400s has a lot of interesting stories to share. So we're in front of Smederveo Fortress. Now it costs about 200 dinar to get in per person. That's about $2. Let's see if it's worth it. I mean, for $2, it's bound to be worth it.
Hey guys, I just came in through that door. It's huge. These walls are immense. If you want to break into a fortress like this, here's the tool you use. This is a battering ram. You'd put about 6 or 7 guys on each side of that thing and you'd charge that door.
Now these walls are over 4 meters thick and 10 meters high. Very impressive to see how well preserved this inner part of the fortress is. So I love that here you get great views of these towers and also of the riverfront. It's very picturesque. Definitely worth the 200 dinar for sure. So these stairs are quite steep and narrow. Really have to be careful on these guys. And the third story is definitely the most steep and the most narrow. If you're liking this fortress so far though, please give me a like to let me know.
Guys, you gotta come out here. You're gonna love this place. This place is super exciting. Just being in here, the energy of it is really, really cool. Just to be in these old walls and they're not crumbly, they're still up. You can see them.
There's such lovely views here and it's only an hour away from Belgrade, so definitely worth a trip out here. Next up, Ram Fortress. So we just made it to Ram Fortress. And this place is quite cool with super large walls that you get to climb up, and they have a museum, all for 300 dinar or $3 per person. So we're here in time for sunset and it's already beautiful. So when you come to a fortress, expect stairs. The walls of this fortress are really well preserved with great views of the surrounding river. It really is beautiful nature here.
I thought it was interesting that this castle was built with this structure right here in the middle of it. They say that it was for sacral reasons, that there's no doors to enter or anything like that. It was actually covered by a dome, but the dome has been destroyed. So it's bricked in with about 10 foot of stone all the way around, no entrances, no windows, nothing.
So this is the small museum with the artifacts by the Ram Fortress. Well, we got a full moon on our drive to our accommodation. So this is our accommodation in Gradiste, I think. So we found this booking on booking.com. and got it for $39 a night, which is nice to have a cute room with a view that we get to enjoy in the morning with our teas and coffee. So nice to wake up with this silver-like view. Written by Gradiste. Tonight we're going to go to Golubac Fortress next, which is one of the biggest, best preserved fortresses in Serbia. So for this road trip, our first fill up of gas was about 4,298 dinar, which is about $40. And that was only half a tank of gas. So gas is a bit expensive. So this is why we don't really like to rent a car, because the expenses add up really quick once you pay for parking, tolls, gas, the car itself. So now we're heading to Golubac Fortress. Now this one's supposed to be huge and a very well preserved fortress. It's kind of rainy, foggy, and misty today. So we'll see if that gives the fortress a mystical vibe, enchanted vibe. Let's see. So as you drive up to Golubac Fortress, this place just looks so amazing. It doesn't even look like it should be real. Now this was a medieval city that people used to live in during the 14th century. Could you imagine living in such a place, inside a mountain, nestled so beautifully? Let's go check out inside though. So this fortress has different areas that you can tour. Today we're only going to see the green area, and that costs 600 dinars, or about $6 to get in. So they rate the areas by difficulty. Green means low difficulty, blue medium, red high difficulty, black extremely high, and then no access. So today is a green level only day. There's also towers you can go see, but because it's rainy and slippery up there, they've closed it down because it's too slippery and dangerous to climb. But no matter what, I think we're gonna enjoy this place.
Oh yeah.
First stop, the cannon tower. This cannon tower was added by the Ottomans when they took over this fortress. And they used it to defend the harbor against intruders. Now, this city had a lot of intruders. After it was built by the Serbs in the 14th century, it was taken over by the Ottomans, by the Hungarians, by the Austrians. Who else? It changed hands a bunch of different times. So they really did use these fortresses pretty regularly to do battles. A museum, so you can get the whole story of this place while you're here. Now this is Cecilia Razgonye, a badass chick that fought battles with her husband. She commanded her own ship when she was fighting against the Ottomans, and she was able to take down several of the ships. And because of her success and her husband's success, they were gifted 3 villages. And she's one of the only women back in the 1400s that was able to gain her inheritance from her, like usually women are included in dividing up inheritances. She was the only woman to be able to get that because of her legend and her battles. Cool lady.
What a lot of people don't know and realize, now I didn't affiliate it with this particular castle today, but I found out when I came here and started reading. This guy here is who we call Dracula. This is Dracul, and he is the second. This is his father. And so he's called Dracul the Impaler. he was known for his torturous abuse. They called him bloodthirsty. As a matter of fact, that's where our legendary Dracula comes from. And so this was a very powerful guy. Now, having said that, he was among this team that protected castles like these. So they had an allegiance to one another, and Serbia was part of that. Yeah, so he was known for his attacks also of the Ottomans. So Dracul, the Impaler, defended this fortress, even though this is Serbia, and he was from Romania. But Romania is right across there. And his goal was to defend Christianity from the Ottomans.
You also get to see the palace. This is where they used to live and defend the fortress.
You gotta hurry up, I'm gonna fall. This thing's gonna like pull me to the ground.
Really coming.
So on the top floor of the palace, you can see all of the fabulous garments they used to wear back in the day. And it comes with a cape too. This is my style. I would wear this one. So that was such an interesting visit. We spent over 3.5 hours there when I was only expecting to spend an hour, just because the museum part was so interesting, the fortress was so beautiful, and the staff, you can ask any question you want, and they really have a lot to share.
I thought it was fantastic all the way through. The place is beautifully restored. It's gorgeous inside. There's some places where you can go and warm up. There were places that were closed to us today. We couldn't see everything, but it was really fantastic. The time that I was, got my questions answered.
And to end our trip to Golubac's castle, we get to drive underneath the castle. How cool is that? Look at the tunnel.
It's pretty cool.
Bye, Golubac.
Bye.
Now, the most popular thing to do in this region is to take a boat tour down the river to see all the sites like the iron gates that exist on this riverfront here. Boats are out of season late November, so we won't be able to do that. And you can take a hike to one of the viewpoints to see the iron gates. The hike takes about an hour one way, so 2 hours. Again, it's almost sunset already, so we don't have time to do that. I don't know. We have a reason to come back so we can experience these things in the summer season. A very picturesque monastery. So we're really enjoying this drive. We're heading to our accommodations now in Kladavo. Hopefully we're going to stop along the way at some restaurant if we can find one, some riverfront restaurant. And that's our plan. But we've really enjoyed touring all of these fortresses in eastern Serbia and highly recommend it as something to do when you're in Serbia. It's something worth doing outside of Belgrade in Serbia. So we're at this Panorama Restaurant here, and it has a great view. You can see the sun setting over the mountains there, and you have a great view of the water. Simply stunning. So here I have grilled catfish with potatoes, and David has a very charming sausage, french fries, and even a little salad. I'm a little bit jealous. So what's good is, although my food looks super simple, it's actually really flavorful. Very well done catfish and potatoes. And the sauce is very unique. It kind of tastes like a vinegar pickly thingy, but it adds a lot of flavor. I'm liking it a lot. How you liking your sausage?
You can tell it's homemade. It's got a really juicy, tangy taste to it. And it's very meaty and flavorful. So yeah, it's good.
So now we're in our Kladavo Accommodation. First stop is the bedroom. And everywhere in the Balkans has this interesting pattern of having separate bedspread for two people. Super interesting, super unique. We have our bathroom with shower, standard piece, nice finishes. And we have a spacious living room. Doesn't that sofa look comfy? We have a whole big dining area and a modern looking kitchen. This is nicer than I remember the pictures being, to be perfectly honest. You know how when you book something and you forgot what it looks like and you show up and it's better than you expected? That's this place. So this one all wound up being about 4,600 dinar, or about $44. So not bad considering how spacious and beautiful this bit is. Now we arrived after sunset. There's supposed to be a sea view, and we'll show you that in the morning. So now that it's morning, I'll show you the partial sea view. So not the best, but there is some water out there. We really were blown away by the landscapes and fortresses in eastern Serbia. So much so that we would want to come back again during the summer. This road trip definitely doesn't disappoint, as it will fascinate you with its medieval history and its awe-inspiring views. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get even more travel tips from Serbia and from all around the world. And if you want to see the best of Belgrade, Serbia's capital, be sure to check out our Belgrade video on the right there. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for sharing with all your travel buddies. And happy travel planning. Until next time.